What do you want to make sure we ask Mary Kay?
I'd like her to ask
what was the
about
big thing
what
that
she
Mary
is
Kay
hearing behind the scenes about Shedeur and his readiness. Because
if the players are telling her that they want him to play.
Because it's one thing, I understand what everybody has said after yesterday. I'm like, why isn't Josina Anderson? Why isn't Jonathan Jones? Why aren't all the NFL insiders? Why aren't they saying that? I am hearing from inside the Browns how amazing or how undeniable the talent is of Shedeur, especially on a team going nowhere with a quarterback playing as poorly. He's getting humiliated in videos that are being set. Why aren't we seeing any of that? And some people have said, and this is totally fair, they've been like, well, he's not getting first-team reps. He's not getting the reps. He's not getting the reps. He's not getting the reps. And I'm like, I don't think him throwing the football was ever the problem. We all know that Shedeur Sanders has more arm talent than Dillon Gabriel. I don't think anybody here on this show has denied that. Mm-hmm. Maybe some people who bought that fake story about the velocity at the Senior Bowl or whatever it was Dillon Gabriel was at.
I did.
What was it? You bought that story about he set the record and it was a bogus story?
Yeah, and then I watched him throw footballs.
Guilty as charged.
So all I'm saying is it's the other things that I would have expected by now we would be hearing from inside the building like, oh, no, he's up to speed. He has it down. Like, let's go. And we haven't heard it. So I want to hear from Mary Kay.
I want you to hear from Kevin Stefanski because he mentioned accountability, and I saw a glint in Lima's eye, and I go, stop what we're going to do at 8. We're going to do this right now. Here is Kevin Stefanski on accountability.
We hold every player accountable for everything we do. I'm accountable for everything we do. So you just try to be very open and transparent and honest with your football team. A lot of that doesn't make it outside this building, and that's just kind of part of being a family as you keep things in-house. But our guys understand that part of the accountability is a shared accountability, so it's all of us.
So here's my issue.
It's a shared accountability.
I don't doubt that when somebody makes a mistake...
Where's the guy who picked the players? I didn't speak to the media last week. It's a shared accountability. We are all accountable.
Where's the other guy that he's supposed to strategize with? He's in San Diego and he doesn't go.
He only spoke when he was leaving to go to the Colorado Rockies.
But he still didn't come to Cleveland.
And then in the interview, basically said he was dreaming about going back to baseball the whole time.
And that he admitted it was going to take lots of years to get acclimated to football.
I'm glad my football team... Yeah,
apparently it takes 12 years.
It's going to take lots of years. And then I dreamed about doing something else the entire time. I controlled your guys' football team that you guys live and die with, and you guys hold as your tradition and as a member of your own family. I was dreaming about doing something else. Took the responsibility very seriously. It's a shared accountability around these parts. Just want to let you guys know that.
So here's my issue. Like, I don't doubt that the Browns go over the film and they tell Cameron Thomas, like, why'd you jump off?
I thought you were going to blame Cam Justice for a second. I went, what the hell? She didn't jump off sides.
Why'd you jump off sides?
Back to that other side.
Yeah.
Main Justice.
Yeah. Cayenne pepper.
One of the best scenes ever.
All right, so I don't doubt that they go over all of that stuff. Same thing with Devin Bush. Why are you holding on to... Okay, you're bad. My bad. You're bad. My bad. Is that real accountability for a multi-billion-dollar business?
No.
Is that real accountability?
Is it?
Or do you think in some other buildings they go a step further than your bad, my bad?
They've already got a hand sign for accountability, and Dillon Gabriel does it every game.
Yeah, it's on me. It's on me. But then he plays again. And then he plays again.
He does that more than he completes passes. It's on me.
So what's at stake here? And that's my continual
what's at stake?
Disagreement. What is at stake for any of these players, assistant coaches, decision makers? They've all been here. They all continue to be here. Nobody gets cut. Nobody gets fired.
Not a damn thing.
And I'm not even suggesting that. And you don't hear us do this. When have we ever done this? We never come on the air every week and say, this guy needs to be cut, this guy needs to be fired.
I actually did that week one.
Bubba, earlier in the year, you did it with the kicker.
I actually did that in the first week.
All right, I guess this show does it a lot. Bubba...
Very first game of the year, I go, cut him.
But either way, they don't do it.
Now he's the most consistent thing on the field.
This just happened. Detroit, 5-3 before this week's game.
I never claimed I was a football guy.
What did the head coach do? He took over the play calling duties. That would never happen in Cleveland for a 5-3 team. We'd be getting the Super Bowl tickets lined up.
Point. That's a great point. I can't believe you did that. That team's 5-3.
They're 5-3, and the head coach, he didn't tell anybody, but he just took the play calling back from Johnny Morton. Okay, does that happen?
He's not on the list. I'm going to let you guys know that right now.
Now, maybe you'd say, well, he gave up play calling twice, 2 times in 2 years. Was he pressured to do it? They're not very forthright with a lot of that stuff, so we don't know. But that's something Kevin Stefanski is saying. I'll be held accountable for that, I guess. handed over the play calling.
Great.
But I just think other teams do it more frequently. I think there are probably some teams that do it way too frequently. They probably overreact. Nobody would accuse the Browns of overreacting. They don't do it. They don't overreact. No. But I do think there comes the time when your season is heading towards a cliff. It might already be there. There's nothing but losing. You have veterans. You have a lot of veterans on that football team. Nobody, you can't ever go public with a criticism. We're that worried about people's feelings. Again, I do think it can go too far, like Bobby Knight, Indiana. Yeah, probably went too far after a while.
Wait a minute. Well, okay.
Like there's a governor that you can have on that stuff.
Bobby Knight's a strong example. Yeah. That's why I used him.
He also won national championships.
So what did you want him to admonish Cam Thomas publicly? Or?
I think it's okay to do it. I see it all over the league, all 32 teams. I see guys getting admonished, except here.
But I know my reaction. I know how I would react.
Deshaun Watson, did they help Deshaun Watson? Did they help that football team by never just admitting that he was, that he was horrendous?
Jimmy did it during the offseason.
Instead, they gave him game balls. They gave him game balls after poor performances.
And then he be the captain.
Like, can't we at least come to the conclusion? Can't we all be at least aligned on one thing?
What?
That they have coddled the players, the players and how they speak about them. They never want to throw them under the bus. There is a huge difference between doing it too much and never doing it.
Well, wait a minute. Is the refusal to budge on trade requests a way of not coddling them? Is that a way of accountability? I mean, David Njoku's asked for a trade twice. Kareem Hunt asked for a trade before, and then until he outlived his usefulness to the Browns, he's still useful. But until he outlived his usefulness, he wasn't going anywhere. I'm just that really isn't even a good answer. I know that answer. That's a no. When it comes to Cam Thomas, I'm going to go back to what you mentioned with him. I know how I'd react to go, oh, now you want to hold Cam Thomas accountable? Because all I could say is Cam Thomas was a guy who was filling in for Alex Wright because Alex Wright was hurt, who did not practice yesterday with the quad injury. So he's filling in for Alex Wright. He is an excitable guy, and I know it's an easy guy to cut, but at the same time, it feels like an easy guy to admonish. But I go, you got all types of other things going out there. You got all types of other things that are just not going well that people don't take seriously here. So if you're going to use Cam Thomas as the example, like that's not going to fix everything.
But
what did I do when you mentioned Kadarius Toney getting cut? I go, oh, that fixed all your problems. You let go of Kadarius Toney. Why was he even being used in the first place?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess my point would be it's not about the media or the fans getting our victory. They cut a guy that caused us discomfort, in a loss. It's not about that. It's about the locker room. There's a bunch of guys on. Do you think all 53 are like, oh man, get him next time, Cameron? No, they're pissed. They're livid. And yeah, I'm sure he has friends on the team, but if they cut him, I think people would be like, yeah, this is the NFL. This is professional football. What other way can we go over mistakes other than, hey, we watched it on film on Monday. That's your fault. Yep, that's my fault. I won't do that next time. Too late. The game's over. You lost. Now the season is careening in the wrong direction. Like, there are ways to send a message, and they don't do any of that unless they don't have the hill anymore to run. What do they make them run back and forth? Okay,
it's 2025. I don't know if we're making guys run that much.
So that's what I mean. What are the stakes?
Last time it happened was with Freddie Kitchens, I'm not mistaken, and Chad Thomas cussed at some of the fans, and that was the end of that.
Listen, in New England for years under Belichick, guys said football's not fun. Is football too fun here, where there are no stakes, where it doesn't matter if you win or lose, where it seems like people are now saying, well, they were trying to lose this year.
Since when is this fun? I would like to know what's fun about any of this.
That's what I mean. I mean, David Njoku gives the interview, and people loved it. Like, I love it here in Cleveland. Should you guys love it? Should anybody love it in Cleveland right now? You guys are losers. You're total losers.
Wait, who's the losers?
I'm saying they are.
Oh.
They are losers. They're getting made fun of every week because their quarterback looks like a cartoon character right now, the way they're making him out to look in the cut-ups, the TikTok videos, and that is loser personified, and then they trot him back out there every game, and here they are. They're playing the Jets. Jets are tanking. They're getting rid of everybody. Nope, you lost to them too, and now you got Baltimore this week. Lamar Jackson's not even taking you seriously. He might not even show up to the facility this week before he'll just come to Cleveland and beat your ass. Like, that's where we're at right now. You're the laughing stock again, and you got David Njoku going, I love it here. I I love it here. And
Well,
people
I
are
think
like,
Dave-
that's
well, wait,
awesome that he loves it here. What the hell is to love? What do you love here?
Well, don't go ripping
You
on
love
David
being-
for a second.
But
David
getting at
is
it. He
looking
should
for a
be
contract
miserable.
eventually.
David and Njoku should be miserable.
I'm
They
sure
all
he's
should be
not
miserable.
Who can be thrilled?
Are
Who
they?
on earth can be thrilled?
Are they?
I don't think they're having a good time.
I don't see any evidence
Can
of
I
it.
just share with everybody today? Can I just share
Go ahead.
something? I'll share one thing. I don't like to say what I see when I go into the building. I did not like the vibes yesterday. It was not a vibes of fun and frivolity.
Okay, good.
But to me, it wasn't really a vibe of, we're going to kick Baltimore's ass. I think it was like, this sucks.
They're playing out the string.
That's the vibe I got.
And that's why your tickets are they down to $6 now?
Well, you got to
is
do
the
a
lowest
market
I've
watch
seen.
here eventually then. If we're getting down to $6 tickets.
Now let me.
What's it in the 537? I bet those prices are still high. Of
counterpoint
course,
you.
we keep talking about it, so it's like the Gates Mills of Brown
They've
Stadium.
only
now.
had 3 games at Huntington Bank Field. They're 2-1, and the one loss was by 1 point, Anthony. We got 5 to come. It's all going to turn around.
With fees, I see $17.
Okay. I don't think anybody's having fun here, Anthony. I don't think that they're just taking advantage of the ride and that's it. I mean, Miles, he'll talk tomorrow, and I'm sure he's going to say some Miles things where he's just not going to be very thrilled about all this. I don't think that I mean, you hear Miles every week. That's a guy who's in it. I mean, he might as well be Miles and Wadsworth calling in. Like, that's what he is now. He makes a hell of a lot of money, but I'm sure we've had a couple of millionaires call in that we didn't know about. So he's as upset as anybody. They're 2-7. They just lost to the Jets. They know how embarrassing it is. And I'm going to tell you, the mood of the room, it wasn't that they were going to go kick Baltimore's ass. It was just, it was pretty down. It felt to me like it was down. That's all. That's where I'm at on that. Coming up at 9:20 this morning, Doug Maurice is going to join us on the show. Did Ryan Day actually think about leaving last year before they won the national title? Could they actually leave ever, Ohio State? Could Ryan Day actually?
And if so, why?
Yeah, for sure. You know, Dillon's a young quarterback. You know, he's on his first year, and his 4th game. You know, in the league. You know, there's a lot that he, still got to learn. But he comes out here each and every week, ready to improve, ready to get better. So that's all you can ask for as quarterback. And as teammates, we got to lean. You got to have somebody to lean on, and we here for him.
All right, that was nice, and that was supportive.
Mm-hmm. It was.
That was supportive from Jerry Jeudy. About Dillon. What? What do you give me that look for?
Owen?
Give me that look for? What was that about? Boy, you seem to not believe a word of what he said. Is that it?
Yeah. He got the ball that last week, so.
Well, he had his breakout game.
That's good. I'm glad he supports him. I watch football.
Wait a minute.
And I don't support it. I am done supporting the guy that can't complete
hold on.
easy throws to receivers.
Timeout. I know you're not trying to do this.
Not a timeout. Time back in.
Well, there's no timeouts. It's a sports radio show. I know you're not trying to make him out to be a bad guy. Are you trying to make Jerry Jeudy out to be a bad guy? Okay, you're not. I'm not going to make Jerry Jeudy out to be a bad guy because I'm going to tell you guys this. There are so many people right now, including myself, I'm like, if they're not going to do anything, I might as well see Shedeur Sanders. So I'm one of those people. And if we're saying there's no accountability, right? I'm not yelling at you. I'm yelling at the
Let me say
general
this
thing.
real quick.
Okay, please.
I'm making Jerry Jeudy out to be a guy who's just trying to get through the next 5 minutes of life, man. What do you want me to say so we can get on to the next thing?
Jerry's
I think that's the majority of the locker room at this point in the season.
That's the majority of everybody.
I think that's the majority of this show right now when it comes to some of these topics.
No.
I think that's the majority of Browns fans. I think that's the majority of people that live in Cuyahoga County.
Jerry has become a guy waiting in line at E-Check right now. He's just trying to get through it, man. Poor Jerry.
There's 3 or 4 guys that walk up to him and go, "Hey, how about that weather?" And you go, "Hey, not as bad as yesterday. It'll be better. Did you see tomorrow? Tomorrow's going to be good." What about the Northern Lights? You see those?
Those do look nice.
So I'll say it. So there's so many times wide receivers get turned into villains very quickly in the NFL. If Jerry is if Jerry is fine just to get his yards and get his catches this year, buddy, I understand. If you're just saying, hey, how many yards did Jerry Jeudy have catching last on Sunday against the Jets? Was it 100? No, couldn't have been.
No, it wasn't 100.
You had Dillon Gabriel throwing to him.
It's like 65.
Okay, he had a nice fat 65. It's Browns, man. This ain't Cloverleaf High School. What are we doing here? He got him 65 yards.
Okay. No, he had 78.
78 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Friday Night Touchdown Player of the Week right
there.
Go. Damn,
racking
Sam.
them up.
Woo! If Jerry Jeudy just gets his yards and gets his touchdowns and he's just fine, that's fine. That's fine. If they're not going to hold anybody accountable, that's fine. Jerry Jeudy's not the villain here. No. No. This is what happens. I mean, we've had grand conspiracy thrown today. A lot of people reacting to what Mary Kay said. This is counterintuitive. He looked helpless against the Jets. What's he going to do against the Ravens? And this is kind of a down year for their defense. He looked helpless against the Jets.
Tell Joe Flacco that in what is it, week 2?
They traded away. Joe Flacco didn't look good, but I mean, Joe Flacco was still like, it wasn't this. It wasn't this. Now, he was missing receivers. He wasn't finding guys who were open. But, guys, it wasn't this. This is, I think we reach a point here where, yesterday you asked, are we being too hard on Dillon Gabriel? We had a bunch of people, and I still think there are people who they are making arguments for Dillon Gabriel just because they want to argue against Shedeur Sanders. They don't like Shedeur Sanders. We are hearing wild conspiracy, and this is why I have to give it air, because there's a lot of times where I just roll my eyes and go, "Are you nuts?" Like the people are saying, "Well, this was Barry's pick." I don't think it was Barry's pick. You saw his face too. Everybody's just picking on Kevin Stefanski's face. Look at the way Andrew Barry looked. I don't think it was his pick. I told you, if they thought that this team was going to be bad, hell, if I owned the football team, I go, "Hey, yeah, you're going to give me the guy everybody's interested in. It's the 5th round." And then go, "Well, we could pick good players." I go, "I don't know. Where's Jed Wills right now? Not on my football team? Okay, we're going to pick the guy everybody's interested in. You guys deal with it." You guys taught me into giving how much to that guy that nobody wants to see? I had to take his face off my stadium over there? Yeah, we're going to take the guy everybody wants to see. I'll be the bad guy. You call me Kenny Haslam, I'll be Kenny Haslam right now. I'll say it right now, everybody. I didn't mean to bang on the table here. I'd have marched right in there at that time. I hope he did. This is how crazy we get. I hope he went in there and did it. Oh, wait, I'm paying how much of this guy? And my fans boo him every time he comes out there? They don't want to see him. Wait, we put happy birthday to him and they cuss him out on the internet? Yeah, we're taking the guy that everybody wants to see. We're taking the guy that was the most popular player in college football last year. We're going to do that. Okay? My team, I'm going to make the pick. You guys deal with it. I don't care. If this season was not going to be good, I wouldn't have minded if they would have just at least made it interesting. Now, that said, it has invited some wild conspiracy. I don't believe that Kevin doesn't like Shedeur Sanders. I think that Kevin truly believes that he's not ready to play.
He probably doesn't like his fans.
But I also think...
Because his fans have definitely seeped into every aspect of anybody around football.
But I don't think that he...
They are an organization in and of itself, themselves.
If he's answering questions the way he's answering, I think he's closed himself off to everything. So I don't know if that bothers him as much as it may bother you or other people. I don't know. But I say this. If you don't want to start Shedeur, if you don't think he's ready, fine. This is counterintuitive to Dillon Gabriel. It's not anti-Dillon Gabriel. But if he's lost against the Jets, they just traded away Quinnen Williams. They just traded away Sauce Gardner. These are guys that people love there as Jets fans. They bought their jerseys. They love these guys. And they traded them away, and you went out there and you lost. And by the way, it wasn't all his fault. Your special teams are terrible. But if we're talking about accountability, who still has their job this week? So we want to talk about accountability? Well, let's be accountable to the football team here. Let's be accountable to the young quarterback that I think you guys did like together. I think they both liked him. I think they both liked Dillon Gabriel. So let's be accountable to him and go, at some point, this is not going the way it needs to go, and he needs a breather. I'm not saying his career's over. And if you wanted to put in Bailey Zappi, people will go nuts. I understand that. I'll deal with it. Because this is counterintuitive to everything you want to do. And we're having all these arguments over this, and I'm going, this isn't going to get any better. He's pulling his head down and not looking around and taking off running and trying to get out of sacks before they're even around him against the Jets.
No, and now teams have film on him, so they know how to bottle him up.
Exactly.
I mean, even that happened to Baker's way better, and even that happened to Baker. Remember when the rollouts, the teams finally were able to put an end to those?
That's my problem. It can't even be about the whole anger over Dillon or Shedeur or anything. It's just like, guys, you know what you're looking at. And this isn't fun. It's not fun for him. It's not fun for us to watch. And there's going to come a point where I just feel bad for him. And I think that problem is going to happen on Sunday at some point. It might even happen in the first half.